it's like, oh, you have to add a scene, and I don't see like a screen capture. Okay. 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 Awesome. I think I probably have it at this point. Yeah. Okay. You'll probably have a different link now, so I'll just send that to you. Don't worry about that banner and stuff for this channel. I made it when I was like 12. um, I haven't really touched it since then. Yeah, that was my channel name back then. It was called Blazik Gaming, and I was pretty young, so I didn't really know what Blazik meant. But what was popular at that time was MLG memes. So maybe this is kind of dating me a little bit, but MLG memes were popular at that time, and so I made my entire channel around MLG memes. Your name is like better though. Like your name is like reasonable. Like you could use it like now, and like nobody's gonna like have any questions. But I had a lot of names when I was younger that were like Enderman Slayer Pro, and like just by and just by seeing that name, you know that that's like a kid. So are you able to see the stream? Awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, are you able to at least kind of understand what's going on? Like read the text. Gotcha. If I can zoom this in and make the text bigger at some point, I will. But from here, I guess I'll just... that might be true. I might try that. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna add... Alright. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna add a... Man, is there a way to add a window capture? That's all I want to do is just a basic window capture. I've got screen, text, don't know what that is, image slideshow, let's see, scene, I guess it's my only... Hold on, I think if I go back to just doing screen capture, I can at least make it more narrow. Like I can just adjust the... Okay, yeah, this is perfect. I figured it out. Okay. Oh, it's still, um, uh, I'm guessing it's still like that. Yo, check it out. I think I got it. Let me know how it looks. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it is a little jank, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and create a new project. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Oh, I think what just happened is, okay, so I was in the Godot, or Godot, I was in the new project window, and that's the window that I had selected, and now, it's in a different, because I made a new project. Okay, well, We were, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna add a screen capture. It's gonna be entire screen. And then from here, I think I can just it is a little funky, but I can do it. I'm just trying to get it so that the entire window fits, which isn't like not super easy because it only allows me to do 1080p, and this is a 1440. Okay, check it out. I think I've got it. Okay, so now you should be able to see my mouse, and then if I like bring up, I don't know, I'll just bring up my terminal for instance and just drag that over here. Okay, awesome. There's my terminal. So it does work. Alright, so I'm in Godot now. So now what? Okay. Oh, scene. New scene. Cancel. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the UI just yet. Oh. Okay, awesome. And then I'm back. Okay, and whenever I right click, I can like move around in the scene. Awesome. Okay, that's good to know. I'm going pretty fast now. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Okay, I noticed that whenever I select something, like, you know, like the type of select that it does whenever you're on a desktop. You see what I just did? Yeah, like the thing that was in the center went away. So I've got to go back. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. So, let's see. What can I do from here? Are there any like objects that are just already in the engine that you can add just for like testing purposes? Asset library. Okay. Let's see. Uh, top set. Oh yeah, asset lib. Okay. Hmm. Go online. Yeah, I gotta wait for this to load, I think. Okay, there it is. Okay, wow. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here. First person. Quality first person controller V2. Okay, let's go back to. Yeah. Oh, I see. Awesome. So, okay, and I see that this is a child of Node 3D. So whenever I move this around, it ends up moving around that gizmo. That's what you called it, isn't it? Yeah. Um. I think I like stretched it or something. Not sure. Yeah. 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 Um. Oh, I see why I can't watch your stream. I popped it out in another window. Forgot all about that. Okay. Um. Yeah. While I was trying to figure. Okay. So while I was trying to figure out how to watch your stream again, I kind of like missed what you said. Can you repeat that, please? Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and I'm guessing this thing that like comes out of it, is this the view model, like what it sees? Yeah. Open in editor. Oh, okay. I can see the mesh. the, oh, I did not mean to do that. Control Z works. Control Z works, that's good to know. I'll probably be using that one a lot. Okay, camera, head bob animation, jump animation. So, to create a static body floor, will I probably just need to go and find an asset for that? No. Yeah. Okay. Static body 3D. Okay. Yeah, it has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Consider adding a collision shape 3D or collision polygon 3D as a child to define its shape. Collision. Collision shape or collision polygon? Okay. Yeah, since it's just a flat plane, that would make sense. Alright, and then it's going to say a shape must be provided. Please create a shape resource. So I could do like a new box shape, for instance, and just give it like one height. Yeah. So if I wanted to like give it a color or something like that, or like make it like more visible, because I see the outline of it now, but if I want to make it more visible, um, gotcha. Okay, that's done. New array mesh or placeholder mesh. Oh, gotcha. New plane mesh. Okay, makes sense. How's it going? Whoa. Okay. I think I've got a floor going. Yeah, he's just showing me some things with Godot. I've never used the engine before. Yeah. Um, so what I've done so far is I created this character, so we imported an asset, and so this is like a player character controller, I think it's what it's called. And so this, I assume, just has all of the stuff for the player. So like it has the camera, and it has like the WASD controls and stuff like that. And then after that, I made this big plane here, which is like a floor pretty much. And so I kind of have a scene going on right now. And so up here, this Explorer is like all of the stuff that we added. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, sorry. I forgot that I wasn't streaming here. I have a stream going on YouTube, and the reason why is because my Discord kept on crashing whenever I would try to share my screen. Hold on. There is a link to that somewhere. I believe you put it in here. Sorry about that. I'll see if I can find that for you. Where's the link to the stream? Okay, yeah, do that. But I do have the floor, and I was able to make it 64 by 64. Yeah. Oh, like this. Yeah. Okay, and size. Yeah. Okay, is this multiplicative? So if I put this to 64, it's going to be like 64 and then times the transform scale that I did earlier? Okay, so I guess... Yeah, I guess... I mean, that'll be really huge, but what's the harm? Yeah. Okay, so is there a way for me to, like, actually get into this player and, like, move around? Run project? Oh, I have run project and then run current scene. I'll do that. Run current scene. Yeah. That's bound to... It's... Well... Okay, it's loading. For a second I thought there was a problem, like it was just black, but... Yeah. Okay, so I can tell that it works, but obviously there's no lighting or like shading, so it's like yeah, I was gonna say too late. Like the second you said that was like right after I hit X. I know the stream is delayed, but yeah, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put the game like over to this side, so that way. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know if I can. Well, I'll just leave that for now. But yeah. So add sun to scene. I'm gonna add it. Give it. Oh, that's what. Okay, so 1.5 energy. That should make it pretty bright, I think. Okay. I noticed that this is like, it seems like it's like some kind of like log scale or something like that, because I changed it to 5 at first, and then I saw the like preview sphere, and it was like, it was crazy. So I'm just gonna leave it at 1.0. Yeah. And then sky color, I'm gonna make the sky like something like cyan or something weird. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'll do this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So F6, and I should be able to be in the game. Okay. Yeah, I see. I see my shadow. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell that I'm moving. I know that I am moving because I'm pressing like WASD, but obviously since there's no texture on the floor, it's kind of hard to tell. Kenny. Let's see. Kenny prototype textures, found it. I will. Yeah. Found it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something that's like dark, maybe texture of one. Okay. Found it. Okay, so new standard material 3D. Okay. And I see. Albedo. Yeah. Okay, and so from this, I wonder if I can just like drag the texture here. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that works. Looks a little funky, but I'm sure it'll work. So let's UV1. Yeah. Yeah. It's on. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Maybe I can go back and undo that. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. It was done in transform, and I can just change this back to 1. Like that. And so now that should be better. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit F6 and start playing. Okay, cool. But I don't have any movement speed. Okay, I guess I wasn't moving before. Oh. Oh, it's arrow keys, not WASD. That's a little weird, but it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to do that. But yeah, this is pretty nice, dude. I've got like a 3D scene going, and this only took like what, 20 minutes? And from somebody who's yeah, from a total noob, 20 minutes, and I'm in a quote unquote game, walking around. I've got crosshair, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. Let me just close this up. Mhm. Input map. It is not. Okay. Add an event. Yeah, super easy. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay. I mean, I think I have to scroll for quite a while to find up. Wait, hold on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, that's better. So I add this. So I added this to WASD, but then whenever I go into the game, how do I bind this to the, the up, down, left, and right? Could I go into like the script? Found it. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Left, right, forward. Yeah. Okay, and so Control S, I'm guessing, and then I'm gonna go back and make sure I actually typed these correctly. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go back to yeah. I gotta figure out how to get out of the script. Yeah, yeah. I keep on forgetting about that area. Okay. Yes. WASD now works. That's awesome. Okay. Where do I go and see my debugger at? Debug. Yeah. Debugger. Arrows 2. Check controls, no control mapped for crouch, and no control mapped for sprint. Disabling crouching and sprinting. So that's not too bad. I can just add that later. I mean, you just showed me how to do that. Yeah. I think I'll actually just go ahead and do that. So I'll go input, and I'm gonna click add. And then crouch. Okay, I'm gonna make those shift and control respectively, and then I can go back to the character and go to the script, and oh, hold on. Yeah, I think it might already be working. Uh, so it doesn't capture my mouse again whenever I go back to the game. So it does capture my input. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, gotcha. I've got to save the script. I'm gonna go ahead and just run this again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, crouch works, sprint works, and I can jump. Yeah, I noticed that, like, obviously the physics are a little wonky, but I'm sure, like, you just change the script and, like, you can edit the physics too. Yeah. In-air momentum. So it's on. If I turn that off, it'll allow you to be more responsive in air. Okay. All right. Let's get back in. Yeah. Yeah, that feels way better. I like that. Yeah, it's not realistic, but it feels better whenever you're playing. Yeah, very cool, very cool. So I have a full game with, well, not really a full game, but I have a demo with a plane, and I can sprint, jump, crouch. Oh, that's, wait, hold on. Sorry, I was kind of focused on this. Um, let's see. So what I was trying to do is just make something in the world, like a wall right here, and then just add a texture to it. And so I'm trying to basically copy what we did before, but with the with the floor, but with this. Oh, wait, hold on. You searched that up where? Yeah. CSG. Oh, yeah. Primitives. CSG Box 3D. Okay, cool. And so I can just. Yeah, very cool. so then I go over here, and you said use collision. Yeah, found it. Okay. So whoa. Okay, cool. So it has collision, and I can't walk into it. Awesome. Yeah. Oh. Geometry, no. Which dropdown was triplanar under? Ah, yeah. And then albedo? No. UV1? Triplanar? Well, okay. Got that. Now let's just... Yeah. 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 I hit Control S and it seems to have just updated it in game, like after I saved my settings. And if I make... Yeah. Okay. Almost there. Gotta make it slightly shorter. That's true. Control C, Control V. I'm doing that, but nothing appears to be happening. Copy. And then... Yeah. So it made that a child of this. So you see what I mean over here? Like it made this CSG box a child of this CSG box. Is that what you want? Okay. Yeah. So it is a little wonky. It keeps on flashing, but that's alright. Ah, that makes sense. So I could do something like... Yeah. Yeah, I see. Gizmos. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay, awesome. So earlier you said that this was not optimized for like, making an actual game. But I guess the question that I have is like, since it's a cube, like it's a primitive shape, what did you... Wait, so you mean there's like... there's going to be like meshes like here where it's not visible, like between these two seams. Okay, how do I see wireframe again? View. Whoa. Okay, yeah, you're right. Display wireframe. Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Like, okay, if I can get this to a good angle, like, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I see like extra lines here. Like, this could just be like whoop, 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 and then like it could just be like, the minimum amount of triangles, but I see more than what's needed. So if you want to, let's say you want to like add shapes into this that are like optimized for a game, for instance, like generally speaking, how do you know like which ones you need to use? I'm guessing that's probably kind of a complicated question. Yeah. I was actually thinking about learning Blender last year, and the only reason that I didn't is because I was really busy with university and like work and stuff like that. Yeah, I have a Blender 3D Donut tutorial, a classic. So I think if I follow that and then like just do a few more models and like follow some videos and stuff, that'll be a good way for me to like just pick up the basics of Blender, and I'm sure I'll learn a little bit about making optimized meshes. Hmm. Very nice. Yeah. I might have to revisit my Minecraft clone project, but then do it in Godot. So I think that would be a pretty good way to learn the engine, and I could also learn Blender at the same time, and like just make some, because obviously like blocks and like the stuff from Minecraft, like especially like just a clone of the game is going to be pretty simple. So I could make something like that, and I could make it in Godot, because it actually taught me quite a bit about OpenGL whenever I made that. Like it was a very good learning exercise. I was pretty much working on it every day for like 2 months. Yeah. But of course, there's a trade-off with that. Like, you might not have as much control, but like it's way easier because we just got this whole thing up and running in under an hour, and like, yeah, I knew nothing. Like, I literally just installed Godot for the first time, and now an hour later I have this scene. So that's really quick. Yeah, the actual yeah the actual coding yeah the actual coding itself is probably like, that's gonna be like the easy part for me. It's gonna be like interacting with Godot itself. Like, yeah, that's gonna be like learning the API for Godot. That's gonna be what I'll have to learn. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Scene, new scene, 3D scene. Okay. Yeah. Spotlight 3D. Okay. Okay. I'll put this at a 30-degree angle, and I will move it up like this, maybe. Okay. Yeah, we'll do Sphere Shape 3D, and yeah, I'll move that. I think. Okay, let me go here so I can see everything. Let's move it over here. I'm trying to get it like right into my spotlight, so that way whenever I walk into the spotlight, it will turn it on. So, but it's kind of wonky. Hold on, I'm gonna get closer, I think. Yeah, okay, and I'll increase the radius of it. So, uh, I'll just use transform. Okay, so what do I need to do for collision shapes? Ah, gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I'll set it to like 4. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. toggle light. Okay. Yeah. Alright, it looks very similar to Python. It even has pass, which is like a no operation thing that's in Python. Yeah. So yeah, I remember that before you discussed you can do this with like a file path, or you can do this with a like like a static reference. And so we want to get like a static reference. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that applied to this too, or just the thing you were talking about before. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I also need to export Area 3D? No semicolons in this, right? Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So it really is very much like Python. So how does this spotlight actually get assigned to the specific node that we are trying to reference? Yeah. Okay. Assign. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So I assign this to. Yeah. I guess what confused me a little bit about this is like, okay, yeah, I do see this, and like I select this Spotlight 3D, but I don't see like the variable name, lowercase Spotlight. So like if you had two of them, right? Like how would you know which one's which? Okay. So this is just like a default name it's populated with, I guess. And then for brightness, but for brightness, can I reference this variable from the script? Yeah. Okay, okay. I'm starting to understand that. Like these exports, like just because I named it a variable in here, doesn't mean that that's gonna be the same variable name over here. It's gonna be named based off of the type. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. This. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. I understand now. This isn't like the actual name that we're referencing here. It's just telling us what the type is, and then I can see what property it's associated with. That makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, and so then I could. So I don't actually need this equals. I don't need this equals on brightness even because I assigned it over here. Right. Yeah. Yeah. But obviously you can't really have a default value for something like a Spotlight 3D because that's an object. Okay. Yeah. I'm guessing like there's no need to do all of that. Yeah. Yeah. Light underscore energy. And then are we going to set that to brightness? Okay. Yeah. So in process, yeah. So in process, what we're gonna want to do is just see, okay, whenever the character intersects with the area 3D, like the collision shape 3D, we were going to unhide the light, and whenever the character's no longer intersecting with the collision shape, we're gonna hide it again, right? Okay. No, I understand. Naive. Yeah. Yeah, so physics process is only going to update whenever like something actually changes. I'm guessing. Ah, I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. So, do you want to do it with the signals if that's like the most optimized way? Like that way we can just have like something that just yeah. Has overlapping bodies and has overlapping areas. So probably bodies. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. So yeah. I imagine I'll come back to this later and like I'll just want to understand what this is. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right. Python does not have the match statement, but this is a very nice feature. if you ever learn Rust, which I'm not saying that I'm like good at Rust or anything. I don't really have that much use for it at the moment. Like I'm not working on anything in Rust, but I did experiment with it a little bit and like make some toy programs, like a snake game and stuff like that. And in Rust, it has very powerful pattern matching. Yeah, yeah, I think actually you would want to match area 3D dot has overlapping bodies, wouldn't you? And then you would toggle spotlight in there. I'll remember it. I'll remember that for sure. That's a good feature. Okay, and else. Yeah, yeah. I guess what you could also do is like if you wanted it to only be on whenever the player's in there, you could just do if area dot has overlapping bodies, you could do like spotlight dot show and then else spotlight dot hide, and then you could just eliminate this if statement in the center. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Else if spotlight. Yeah, I'll just get it like a copy like the code that you have. So I want to go ahead and save this script. Yeah, yeah. Because the script is attached to the node, right? So saving the node inherently. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have to add a character again, won't I? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I don't. We made a new thing. Remember, like a new scene. Oh, gotcha. Ah, gotcha. So I can combine the two scenes. Okay, so I will just add that into here. And the whole thing has its like an entire bounding box, so I could move this entire scene like somewhere, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to, I think I'll need to, yeah, put it over here, and then, yeah, I figured that out. Like, I know the stream is a little bit delayed. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit, I have a collision polygon 3D here that I need to delete. That's from earlier. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run this, and then I'm actually gonna put that. I'm gonna put that spotlight on the stairs actually before I do this, because if I put it on the stairs, then I can actually find it in the game since it doesn't have visibility. So I'll move it up here, and I'll make it so that if you come to the top of the stairs, pretty much it'll turn on. Whoa, it's laggy. Yeah. Okay, let me just exit this. Yeah. Does it need like color or something? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and then I can. So will I have to go back and like then modify the player and have it match up? Okay. So I'll save that. But since I saved that over there, I'm gonna. Will I have to add it back in over here, or does it automatically get updated? Okay, awesome, because it references it by path then. Okay. So yeah, I am gonna add it. I am gonna give it like color. I'm gonna make it like red or something, just so it's more visible. Then, let me. Yeah, I think I'll do this. It'll be like a nice little like tangerine color or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So back over here, and then I'll go up to character, and let's see if I can find collision. Oh, it's different. Oh, I found it. Okay, so, well, parent scene is just Node 3D, I think. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Okay, it's starting to click with like parent scenes and the difference between scenes and nodes now. I understand. So just like how we made that spotlight as its own scene, this character is also its own scene, and whenever we modify it, it'll be modified like at the path. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Character collision, and I'm gonna set mask to 2, and what about layer? Because we hadn't selected that before. Okay, so I need to change the layer to 2. It's it's fine if I keep one selected for the layer two because well I don't know if this is actually true, but like what I was thinking is like if it's already set up with layer one, then that might be what's causing my collision with like the rest of the environment. And so if I just select two as well, since the spotlight is looking for it, like having one selected isn't going to affect that, but it won't affect anything else if I don't deselect it. Yeah. I'll just wait for this to update on the stream for a second so you can see what I have, and I'll just select what you tell me to select. Okay. Static bodies, done. Okay. Okay. So do I deselect two and like only select three? Gotcha. Okay. So, and since I selected two there, since it's searching for that, it's gonna, before we selected two in the spotlight, so those two match up. Yeah. Yeah. How do I reduce the intensity of the sun? Because I'm not 100% sure if the light is working or if it's not. Directional. Okay. I'll just stay here on directional light 3D. Yeah. Energy. So I'll just change that to 0. Yeah. Okay. Save everything, and then I'm gonna run it. So let's see if the light works. Okay. So let me go spotlight detector. I need to open the scene, and then range. So it has 0 meters size. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so where's range? Range. Okay. I'll just do that. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, I'll do that. Um, yeah, let's take a look. So So you see this, like these gray swirls. This is like the sphere. That's what I'm supposed to be colliding with, isn't it? So I'm gonna go ahead and rename this to Spotlight. Let me see. So I need to go back to Spotlight Detector, and then Area 3D. Okay. Yeah. Only 3 should be selected. Okay. I had it to 2. Yeah, okay. Okay, it works. It works. It's very dim, so, but I just now saw a change in the lighting. You'll probably see it, or you can like just back up the thing. Okay, let me go 2.5. That's probably going to be very bright, I'm guessing, but, oh, okay. I changed it over here in the spotlight detector, like node itself, you know. Okay. All right. I think I understand. I'm gonna go ahead and run this and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. It's still very dim, but I'm gonna change it to be even brighter. I'm gonna set this to like 20. Yeah, I just want it to like. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Actually, 20 is like kind of perfect brightness, and the reason why I think is because this is a very dim color. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Awesome. So I have a spotlight detector. No, but I know how to fix it. I think I can fix this, like, without any help. Hold on. I'm gonna try it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go back over here and just modify it in the actual spotlight detector, because since it's a bug, obviously you'd want it to be updated everywhere. So, yeah, so what I'm gonna do is let me think about this. So if it has overlapping bodies, then if it's not visible, we're gonna show it. But if this is false, then we're gonna change this to hide. Okay, I think that's probably it. Alright, let's go back, and I'm gonna run this again. Okay, it's on, and now it's off. Awesome, on, off. Yeah. Yeah, very good, very good. I think if I learned Blender, I could definitely make some cool stuff in this. I mean, it's not like whenever I was using OpenGL before, I was really doing anything that optimized. So my Minecraft game that I made, it was a 256 cubed world, and like if that makes sense, like 256 by 256 by 256, yeah. And it had a bunch of terrain, and it had like 6 or 7 blocks that I added, including glass, and so glass was actually transparent. But and I did get it to a point where it wasn't rendering like faces that were inside of chunks, but just for whatever reason, like it was just very slow, and the code kind of became spaghetti code because I was kind of learning as I was programming it. And by the time that I got to where I abandoned the project, the game ran at like 70 FPS on my 2080 Ti, and it had no physics and no gameplay. It was just flying around looking at cubes. Yeah, it ran at like 70 FPS, and I was like, yeah, this is Like, there's full AAA games that run better than this. But it was just yeah, I've heard about that. Like, what is it? TSSA, the anti-aliasing that like the anti-aliasing that kind of actually reduces the quality, and a lot of games are designed around it now. And so if you don't use it, like, it looks bad. TAA, yeah, yeah, that's what I was. I s yes, unlike the max settings, 20 FPS. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video about this maybe a month or two ago, and I remember thinking, oh, that's like that's kind of cringe. Or just make just make a good game. Because to be honest, the reason that I haven't upgraded my PC, like, okay, so I have a 2080 Ti, which was really good whenever I built this PC. Um, but I built this PC about 6 years ago at this point, and the reason that I haven't updated it is because, to be honest, this GPU pretty much does everything I need it to do, even today. So, like, every game that I play, most of the games I play are, like, either a few years old, or if they're newer, like, I'm happy to play on, like, medium or something like that. And generally, like, I think most modern games, like anything made in the last like 15 years, looks pretty good, at least to me. And so I'm just kind of happy with how it looks. And so I just like all of the games that I play, they run fine on this machine. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, but this GPU, like, honestly, the only reason that I would actually want to upgrade my GPU at this point is ironically just so that I can get a newer DisplayPort standard, because then I can like have better visuals like on these weird and wacky monitors that I've gotten into, like this 32 by 9 one, and like if I buy another one in the future that's like an even higher resolution, this GPU probably can't. It doesn't have like enough bandwidth over the DisplayPort to um, run this size of a monitor at 4K at 240 hertz. You know, I'm just imagining like in the future, like I could see myself getting another monitor like this if one comes out that's like OLED, 4K, 240, all of that type of stuff. Um, the Mac Mini that I was telling you about, that actually has, I think it's HDMI 2.0 or 2.1, and whatever standard it has, it is um, newer and it supports higher bandwidth than the 2080 Ti, and so there's a lower display stream compression factor whenever I have this plugged into this monitor, and it also seems to support HDR out of the box, and HDR is well, it's kind of limited on this machine that I use as my main. Actually, yeah. I think that's very cool. Like the idea that in a few years you might be able to get like a decent mid-range PC that's just like very small form factor and it's just like all on the CPU. Yeah. Like I would actually, yeah. Like me personally, like um, these days just having like a mid-range GPU seems like probably the way that I would go, like if I were building a PC today. And so if I could get something like an APU where it's like, a CPU and GPU in one, and it was good enough to like run most modern games on like medium to high and at a decent resolution, like yeah. I guess that's another way to say it. I've heard the term APU. That might be kind of a dated term or something like that, but gotcha. I'm thinking just like a combination of CPU and GPU. But yeah, like just having a little small form factor computer like this Mac Mini, I really like it, and it also it's very yeah, it's very good on power consumption too. I think it only maxes out at like 35 watts. I was actually mining Monero on it while it wasn't in use, and it mines faster than my main PC, and it only uses like 35 watts, and I can make like $5 a month or something like that, and that's enough to pay for my VPN subscription. So if I just mine on this machine whenever I'm not using it, it uses barely any power. It doesn't even get hot, and it pays for my VPN subscription. So that's pretty much a win-win. Yeah, I have Mullvad VPN, and Mullvad you can pay with Monero directly, so I can just mine the Monero, and then I can just pay with that. And I'm pretty sure it's like it's been a while, like $50 or $60 for an entire year, and you get 10% off too. Yeah. Yes. So I'm there. Okay. Enter to next. Mm. Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that with exited as well, and so I can say if spotlight dot visible. Yeah, I'll just do that, and I'll delete this pass, tap this over, and then remove that. Yeah, I'm gonna comment it out just so it's still there, but I wish there was a way to get like Vim key bindings in here, because I'm, not to brag, but I'm pretty fast at Vim. I'm a big Vim enjoyer. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'll definitely get it, but okay, so now that that's done, yeah, I'll go back here. I'll go to 3D, and then hit F6, and I should experience the same behavior. I can. I feel like my. Maybe it's just placebo, but I feel like my game is running at higher FPS. Yeah, that's definitely a way cleaner way of doing it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I kind of understand. Okay, so going over like everything that we've learned so far. So, okay, so we came in here, we created a new project. Um, we kind of figured out like the hierarchy of like nodes. So like you start off with like a node that like represents your entire scene, and then from there you can create stuff like like a plane that you can walk on, and that's what this like world environment is. And you can have like static bodies, which are like basically shapes. Like that's what these stairs are pretty much. Or CSG Box 3D. That's a primitive. That's what I use to like make these boxes. I forget if the static body 3D over there on the side that I have is actually the plane or yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so and directional light 3D. That is the sun, I think. Okay, and yeah, and then finally, the difference between like nodes and scenes is like the nodes are like these specific like objects over here that like are a specific thing within a scene, and then a scene is like a collection of nodes, like a tree pretty much. And yeah, so it's like a tree, and so um, you know, whenever you compare this to like object-oriented principles within programming, you can think of a scene as almost like um, being like a class or like an object, like a class, and then you can instantiate objects of it. Like, we made a spotlight over here, and that's from our spotlight scene, and it has default values and stuff. And then the actual thing itself, like these are all of its properties. Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, and it's also not unusual to have like a structure where you have a class which has fields that are objects, which are other classes, right? So like, I think that's a good abstraction for this. Like, it's a way of thinking about it. Um, Going into this, like just already having programming knowledge definitely makes it way easier. Yeah, sure. Let's go to inspector. I think it is inspector. So let's see. What do we have? Hold on. I think you and I have two different things. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fast noise light. Yeah, that's actually. Yeah, that looks good. So fast noise light. That's actually a. There is a C++ library that implements that, and I used that in my Minecraft clone for the terrain generation. So all it does is it just makes like a map, like a 2D array, basically of values between 0 and 1, and then you just correlate that to the heights. And I'm sure that this is just doing the same thing but with clouds. It does look a little funky if you look straight up, though. Yeah, I understand. Seamless. Yeah, still not perfect, but it does. I can totally see the difference between these two. Um, whoa, that looks funky. That's pretty cool. I selected I selected as normal, and yeah, hold on, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Maxing out bump strength. That makes it look pretty trippy. So I'm gonna Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. That looks pretty awesome. Yeah, it's already on Filmic. Yeah, I can adjust the exposure. Yeah. Oh, okay. So where did you select sun brightness in here? Right. Oh, that's like very bright. See, it changed from like dark blue to like almost white. Is that what we're wanting? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's a bright sunny day and it's shining through uh, yeah, a massive force field that's just like surrounding us. Something like that. Mhm. So so I remember like one of the last times that we talked, you were still working in Scratch, and like you showed me the ray tracing game or path tracing, I think it was, in Scratch that you created. So what resources and stuff did you use to go from that to being this knowledgeable about Godot? So you're actually pretty similar to me in a way because that's kind of how I learn stuff too. So the way that I typically learn stuff is well, okay, so I have to like watch a couple of tutorials just to get started. Otherwise, I open it up and it's just like this big UI and I don't even know where to start. But then after that, I just start charging straight in, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what any of this stuff does. It's probably terrible practice what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. And then just with time, like after I've messed around with it for a while, I just get better. And then also, I guess the YouTube algorithm figures out that I'm learning a new skill, and so it starts recommending me YouTube Shorts. And then I'll click on a YouTube short, and it'll be like 30 seconds, and I'll just learn something new, and I'll be like, I'm gonna do that. Me too. I'm a big fan of those. Those actually, huh? It's a mannequin. It's got it's got like a little force field around it. Um, yeah. So, I'm not working on anything like game related at the moment. I've been pretty busy with like just work and stuff like that. But pretty soon, I'm gonna start work on a game called Escape the Titanic. And Escape the Titanic, basically the whole premise is that you're like a young lad on the Titanic and it's sinking, and you're on like the bottom floor, and you have to escape. And yeah, and so basically like you'll start off on like the bottom floor, right? And like all of a sudden you'll hear like the sound of like metal creaking, and water's gonna like start flooding in, and like it'll at first it'll only be like up to your feet, and like you gotta like grab your stuff and like escape. And as you like run up the floors of the Titanic, like the previous area that you were in, like the second that you reach the stairs, like it gets flooded, and like you hear the sound of metal creaking, and like you hear people shouting out in the distance, and you got to get all the way up to the deck. And then once you get to the deck, like you have like certain items that you picked up along the way, and like you only have so much time to like loot rooms and like get stuff. And depending on like what items you have, it might be better to escape the Titanic and get to safety in different ways. So like there could be several ways to escape. For instance, like maybe you could like use debris and like float away on that, or you could hop in the water and try to make a swim for it, but you'll probably freeze to death. Or you might try to get on a lifeboat, but there's not enough for everybody, and you might get shot. And you could also there'll be a lot of stuff that you could do. Like I have a lot of creative ideas with it, but part of the reason why I think that that game would be fun to make is not only because, well, yeah, it's pretty limited in scope. So like I think it would be not too difficult to make. Like like if I just have this one ship map, like that's all I need for like the entire game, and like I can just populate the rooms, and like I can have like a few different player models that are like on the ship, and so it would be pretty limited like resource wise, and so it's like the type of thing that I could do as a single person. But also, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a cool idea, and I have some interesting DLC for it that gets a little bit more edgy, like Escape the Twin Towers, and there's some other, and like there's some other variants that I could spin off on that idea. I survived Pearl Harbor or whatever. Yeah, whenever I was a kid, like in fourth grade, I remember um, checking those books out in the library. Like I survived. I think one that I checked out was like I survived Pearl Harbor or something like that. Which, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know what that was at the time. Like I didn't know it was like a World War II book. Like I was just reading it and I was like, wow, the ships got blown off. Um, for coding, like, how did I? I'm thinking back on like how I got into coding because at this point it's been a long time. So whenever I first started off, um, I didn't like immediately jump into like a game engine or anything like that. What I did was I started with C++, and the reason that I started with C++ is because it's a low-level language, and so you learn about like pointers and memory, and you kind of get this concept in your head about how the computer works and like how the operating system works at a low level. And it does take time. It's slow in the beginning, like for the first few months. Like if you're just playing around with it, like all you'll really create is like console applications. So it just prints text at the console and like maybe reads your input. But that ended up being a very, very good foundation for me to continue. And so I started doing that when I was like in eighth or ninth grade, and I was making all these console apps, and then eventually I moved on to this 2D graphics library called SFML, Simple Fast Media Library, and that is a very easy to use 2D graphics library in C++. And from that, I made a few very simple games. Like I would recreate like old Atari games and stuff like that. So I made like Snake, Breakout, Pong, and just very simple games that were like little programs that took me like a day or two to make, maybe a total of like 5 to 10 hours. And I developed like the skills that I needed from those projects to learn how to like organize my code into larger projects, and I learned how to like do things that are like better practices. And over time, like just from doing projects like that, I got pretty good at C++. So by the time that I actually got to university, I was good enough at programming, and like I had enough fundamental understanding of like how the operating system and the computer works just from my time programming in C++ that it actually ended up carrying me through like my first 2 to 3 years of university, like my computer science degree. And once I got to classes like where I was actually learning new stuff, at that point, like I was still learning like throughout the university and stuff, and at that point I was very well primed to learn that stuff, and so it kind of came naturally to me. And then I graduated, and now I am working as a software developer. But I would say like the key lesson for that is just um, start off with like the basics and like learn the most fundamental stuff, and make sure you don't have any gaps in your knowledge. And if you don't have any gaps in your knowledge, like as you learn more stuff, it'll like make sense at a deeper level. chat. Very nice. Yeah, you see, like, um, I'm kind of the opposite whenever it comes to art. I'm pretty bad at it. Uh, yeah, I have an iPad, and I have um, okay. Yeah, I do have an iPad, and I have Procreate on there, and I was like starting to do this tutorial online, like for learning how to draw, and I thought that would be like a good general skill just to have, and like later on I could build on top of it and like use the principles from learning to draw to like make digital art, for instance. But I didn't really stick with it because I just had other things come up. Volumetric fog. Yeah, yeah, that looks good. That 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 scene that you're in, it looks like you're on Mars and like there's this massive ominous stone building. Really interesting. I guess it's very good artistically if I like just identified it immediately. Yeah, yeah. Glow. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've also come around like more to the idea of using the tool that allows you to like most efficiently do the job. I don't know if I was like this like the last time that we talked, but I used to be very much like, oh, I want to use like the lowest level language possible and have like the most control over my environment possible, even if it takes 10 times longer, just because that's like the way to learn how to do anything new. But to be honest, like I think there's something to be said for like the simplicity of GDScript and like the simplicity of this engine. Like the fact that we just got that up and running so quick is like a testament to that. But also, I've just come around to that in general because these days, a lot of times, like the programming that I do is honestly like mostly in higher level languages like Python and like JavaScript and stuff like that. I think like doing the lower level stuff like it's definitely good. Like it's a way to like get a foundational knowledge, like I was saying a minute ago. But yeah, GDScript seems very convenient, and I would totally like if I was making Escape the Titanic, like I would totally just do it in like the most simple way that I possibly can and just put it out there. Like $2.99 on Steam. Goes on sale during the sales, and it's half off, so it's like $1.49. I think that would be worth it. Yeah. Actually, I was actually getting into some PS1 and PS2 games recently. I downloaded a bunch of they're not ISOs. I think they're like a different file format. But basically, I just downloaded a bunch of games and put them on my Steam Deck for like the PS1 and PS2. And I've been meaning to get around to those and like play some of them. I was playing like the original God of War, and I also want to play God of War 2 at some point because I just saw a YouTube short of God of War 2, and like it was this one specific scene, and I don't even know like the context of it or anything, but I was just like, wow, that scene looks so cool, and I just really like the vibe of it. So like it makes me want to play the game. No, I haven't, but I have it downloaded. I also I also want to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's like one of the original, like pretty much the original Metroidvania games. And I really enjoyed Hollow Knight, and I also played like another game called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and maybe a couple of other. Those are the ones that I finished, but I have a couple of other Metroidvanias, and I've really enjoyed that genre. Nice. It's very saturated. Yeah, I guess in 1912 maybe it would have been like just some experimental research chemical in a vial or something like that. Yeah. Um, I think that's I think that's a very good game idea though. I honestly it just came on me. It just came to me like on a whim. Like whenever I was like joking around with my buddy Carson about different game ideas and stuff like that, and I was like, oh yeah, what about like Escape the Titanic, but like you're a young man, so if you try to get on a lifeboat, you get shot. and and we were just laughing about it, and then I was like, I thought about it some more, and I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. That would be really funny. Yeah, that actually would be. That's a really good idea, just to throw something crazy in there like that. Um, yeah, like I mean that's something that I was thinking. Like, if you can find stuff on the way up the ship, like on your like escape route, like maybe you could find like weapons and things like that, and then once you get up there, you could strategically sneak around, and you could like uh, stealth around it. Like you could take out like the boat captain, and like you could take out like the crew, and then you could go and hijack a lifeboat for yourself. Yeah, I was thinking like yeah, very simple graphics, like just free, like just for royalty free, open source um, assets that I would just find on the asset store. And honestly, that's all you would really need to make a game like this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you could get like just free models and like free textures and assets and stuff like that, and it would be good enough for like the entire game. Yeah, yeah. If you want to know something pretty cool that I saw was actually um, making textures by just going out into the environment and taking pictures of stuff, and then just doing some artistic post processing to make it work a little bit better, like in a game. And you could honestly just go out and like get your textures that way. Like if I wanted a wood texture, like I could just take a picture of like a section of my desk. I also thought like I don't know if like I'll actually do this, but I thought it would be cool to make my own sound effects because I have a field recorder, and that's like pretty much like the tool you would want to use for collecting sound effects. I'm actually using that as my microphone right now. It doesn't like obviously this isn't it's not really, like really made to be used as like a microphone in this setting, but so this isn't like its peak quality. But if you use it appropriately and bring it out in the field, like the built-in mics are very high quality, and it also has some XLR inputs, so you can like take other microphones as well and plug those into it and feed them in there, and it can record like multiple tracks at once, and it can record with it can record at like 96 kilohertz, and it can do like 32-bit float and some things like that, which just make it pretty. You can get some pretty good quality audio out of it if you like know how to use it properly. I just got it the other day, and like the first thing that I did was I just started recording like just commentary with it. So I set up my laundry room because my laundry room is like pretty secluded, and there's like a lot of clothes and stuff in there, so it kind of kills the reverberation. And I silenced everything like in my entire house, and like I went in there, I set up the tripod, and I just started talking into it. And the audio commentary that I got out of it was very, very good. Like the quality of the voice, I really liked it. And then I did a bit of post processing in Audacity, and I was able to make it sound even better. But, anyways, I'm gonna hop off of here. Thank you for showing me Godot. I was like pleasantly surprised by it. It's very cool. All right.